Welcome to the day number 11. I can't believe that I was streaming for 11 days in a row. We're coding a startup for the Salesforce ecosystem. Basically, we're coding here a platform where you can learn how to code. Very easy. The whole platform will be divided into modules, and I already have here something, so it's going to be divided into modules, and then you go here, and here you write your code, and you can say class car and run code, and it's going to run code, and you see that this test was passed, but motor variable is not correct, so we need to write here public string motor run code. Now this is correct. Now the maximum speed is still not there. So I'm just gonna copy those things and I want to see the full code. I actually want to solve the task. It feels good to have something working. It feels good. Feels really good. Okay, so we have maximum speed, which will be the integer, and then we have passengers, which will be also integer, and then we have color, which is a string. Run code, everything passes except this one, and the reason for that is because the test that I have there is hard coded to fail, because I just want to see the difference. Okay, so I'm gonna write in the chat, welcome to the day 11. Welcome to the day 11. Okay. So I don't do it on my own. I have a wonderful team member, Sasha. He has much more knowledge of Next.js than I do. Even though I'm developer in Salesforce. But yeah, without Sasha I wouldn't be able to do a lot of those things. And here I have my my board. And the plan for today is to deploy this whole thing into Vercel and see if the backend that we have is deployable to Vercel or not. And I already had a project on Vercel, so I'm gonna probably delete the last project and deploy this new one. I think so. And then the next question would be to understand what is the server-side rendering versus client-side rendering. I have no idea, but apparently this is something, this is the core of Next.js, but I have no idea about that. And the reason why we need to understand it is I was speaking today with Sasha for like 1.5 hours. Because if we render something on the client, it's not going to be indexed by the search engine, which is fine. I don't think we're going to have huge traffic from the search engine, but still kind of the best practice is to have actual lessons. So when we're gonna have here actual lessons, the best practice would be to render them on the server side so that they can be indexed, so that the Google can actually understand what is our site about, right? So the biggest task for today: first, deploy to Vercel. Second, understand server versus client side rendering. Let's start with the Vercel. And by the way, yesterday I finished here connecting to the org, I finished connecting to the backend, and I rewrote the whole thing on the Next.js 14, which is kind of strange, but I don't know. I actually feel about the 14 version much more intuitive than what I used to have, so I kind of like it, but let's see. Alright, so what's deployment fail? Okay, how can I settings? How can I delete this whole project? Advanced. No, general. Yeah, I actually want to delete it. I don't need it anymore because this was the old one. Delete my project. Well, it doesn't delete. yeah, I mean, it doesn't delete the GitHub, so it's gonna be on the GitHub, so we will be able to just easily import the project. So now I want to import the, oh, first I need to actually deploy all of those things that I have. And I guess I need to tidy up it a little bit. So I'm gonna create here Gumroad verify, and I'm gonna put this Gumroad verify into Gumroad verify and rename it to the root.typescript. And the same for the refresh token. So on Monday we will sit with Sasha together and we will find out how can we merge together what he learned, what he has some kind of structure for our or architecture for our project, and what I have. So most likely we're gonna need to rewrite everything on Monday again. But that's fine. That's fine. That's how it's done. Until we learn. So the first, let's say the first 2 weeks, definitely learning weeks. Then 2 weeks to get the first somehow working version, and then I hope the next month to actually bring it to the working state, and 1 more month to make it look much better, to make something cool out of it, not only just vanilla tests. Okay, refresh token. Refresh token goes here and gets renamed into the root.typescript. Okay, and favicon, so I had here my old project and I wanna bring it from the old project. File, open recent, T3, yeah, T3, that's my old project, and public, and I have here favicon, and I know, I kind of feel that favicons should be in the public folder. I'm gonna bring it here into the public, replace favicon, yeah, and logo SVG, I think we need to place it here, move, replace, and where did I have logo SVG? Need to remove from here and should be just logo. And the last thing that I want to tidy up before we can deploy it, I want actually to include the Gumroad link, and it should be in the page here, and here I'm gonna write, I can just immediately use the link, right? So it would be link, and link would be imported from the here, link. Ah, we already have link imported. Okay, nice. Link, and do I have a link here already? No, I don't. Okay, href, don't know what it means. Yeah. Href. And now we actually need to get the Gumroad link. Products. What was that? Did I have just some kind of error? Okay, maybe I didn't. Learn Apex interactive platform. Copy link, and that's the link that we're gonna have here. Again, so the biggest challenge of a person who doesn't really know the technology is what should be the architecture of this project. Like, how should we combine it with the database? Where should we store the stuff? All of that is really, really difficult to understand, because you can understand how to do something, but you usually don't know, is it actually the way to do it? You need people telling you how to actually do it, and what is the proper way of doing that. Something that is called experience, kind of. So I'm doing something here, and then at the end on Monday we're gonna start with, we will already implement the actual project that we're gonna deploy properly, and hopefully it will include database and all of that stuff. So let's see, I'm gonna refresh, and I still have here this favicon, which I don't like. And why don't I see here any? Oh, because, no, here's the link, because I don't have here link here, payment link. Okay, good. That's good enough for now, payment link, and you can buy here on the Gumroad, that looks good, and then you enter the key, yeah. So after speaking to Sasha, we're gonna be rewriting this part anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Changes. Still though, logo. I want... Aha, here's the favicon. What if I delete this favicon? What's gonna happen? Or let me just replace it. The easiest way, just replace it. Yeah. Now it looks more familiar. It looks ugly. It does look ugly, but that's fine. That's fine for now. Okay. It looks like it should be ready to deploy for the real world. So let's try to do that. First, I need to push them. And changes, and I would say let's say initial structure and API Salesforce calls. Commit, push. Okay, push was successful. Let's check on the GitHub. Learn Apex Igor. That's the one. Import. Root directory, I don't know what it means. Environmental variables. And environmental variables, I'm gonna copy all of them. I actually have quite a few. I'm gonna take all of them and... I don't use database key, right? Database URL. No, I don't. So I'm gonna delete the database URL. Clerk secret key. I'm gonna delete it from here as well. And because I'm not using Prisma, and clerk secret key, not used as well. Next, public clerk shareable key, not used as well. Okay. Is this used? Nope. Delete. Well, this redirect thing, we gonna need to change it, but for now that looks, I'm just gonna delete all of them and then paste. This thing we're gonna need to change, but that's fine. Let's try to deploy it. Hello, Ganesh. How are your Next.js skills? Let's see deployment queued. In the meanwhile, let's have a look what kind of pricing they have. Can we go to just Vercels? No, can I just go to the Vercel? Vercel homepage. A little bit better. That's I believe that. I believe that. Ooh, nice dashboard here. Pricing, that's what I wanted to see. So they have automatic CI/CD functions, starter database, Kiwi Postgres, okay. Community support. More functions. This is fine. $20 for user. This is totally fine. Unlimited environments, more functions, more database. But I mean, I'm happy with what they offer, but I don't know. I don't understand how many projects can I create? Can I create like multiple projects? If I can create multiple projects, that's all I need. $20 is like nothing. That's good for like hosting the whole project per user. I mean, we don't have really that many users. Yeah, looks good. Let's see how's deployment going. Deployment failed. Okay, what's going on here? Really? Okay. So this thing was not found. Quick fix. So we're adding those things and it creates more errors. Okay. So does it do anything? Then I don't think so. Okay, what if we delete those things? I think it's gonna add more errors probably. But let me go and delete it everywhere. I'm not sure why it complains about this thing. That's strange. I'm not even sure what what are those things that I tried to ignore, so let's search for ESLint disable. Looks like we have 3 more. Everything else looks good. Callback, checker, page. Yeah, looks fine. Let me deploy it. Let's say removed ESLint comments and push. Okay, it started building again, so the last time it failed around 36 seconds. Was actually quite quick fail. Let's see what about this one. Like the biggest thing what I wanna understand with this with this deployment is, can we actually use it with a backend? Like, can we actually have a backend and frontend at in the same place? Error. What is this time? Gumroad verify. Yeah, wow, it runs. Yeah, okay, I see. Gumroad verify. Can we comment out those things, because I'm not using this thing? Or let's call it next request and next response, and I'm gonna call it, let's say, get, and it should be, yeah, let me just copy this whole thing. So I didn't really think about that they actually should be working functions here. And I need to import here this res, let's rename it rec and res. I'm not sure why it is kind of a best practice to do res and rec like this, because I'm gonna comment it out. We're not doing it here anyway, so I'm gonna comment out this whole thing, and then just gonna be return yeah, like this. That's fine. Okay, what else can go wrong? Here everything correct, get correct, clear token, get as well. Here post, here get. Okay. I'm gonna say it commented out Gumroad functionality. Commit, push. Okay, let's see now. They should be deploying again. In the meanwhile, while they're deploying, we can search for something like is Next.js backend. Okay, let's see. The deployment failed, or is it the old deployment? No, it's still the same one. Default is not a valid root export in the refresh token. Oh, I'm not using refresh token as well. Yeah, this is the refresh token is still the old one. First I'm gonna close this, the old one. So refresh token is still pretty much the old. Let me just import something like this. And refresh token. And I'm not gonna, again, I'm not using refresh. I'm not gonna be using this functionality for now because we will work out with Sasha a way to do it together. So most likely we're gonna need to change all those things. So I'm not even bothering creating this part here. It doesn't make sense. It's gonna be like double work. So again, is everything done? So this one is get, right? This one is done. This one is post. This is done. This is get done. This is good. Oh, clear token is still clear token. It should be route of TypeScript. Ah, here we go. Clear token. Still using this thing. Okay. Clear token route. Export async function. Route. Yeah. I think this one I'm using, work data. Route. And what about this one? This is not really used as well. Okay. Old way of old backend parts. Commit. Push. Building again. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna send it to Sasha. Oh. So looks like I'm quite confident now actually that Next.js is actually kind of a backend framework. Is a backend framework. It is. Okay, I am Sharma. Hi. I am almost 100% sure that Next.js is actually built for backend, and the way we build that, we have front end and back end communicating each other, and they are all in the same folder. I think that's the right way. I'm quite confident now. Sasha told for me that it's not true, so that not correctly. So Sasha told me that usually the best practice is to separate those things. But I think that it is true for React to separate front end and back end, but it is probably not true for Next.js. Okay, let's see. Does not match the required type of Next.js layout. Font sans is not a valid layout export field. What? What do you mean? What's the problem with the font sans? This is something that I'm using from the Shatsian team. Yeah, it's better to separate, you say? You mean also like separate for the Next.js as well? Because for me it looks like we can write here, so we can write here backend. And it doesn't, so the purpose of the MVP is to bring it to the market, right? So the purpose is not to make it super scalable for thousands of users, and we never gonna have thousands of users. So we're gonna have, I think maximum of the users that we're gonna have maybe like 200, 300. And the API calls, I mean, they're not gonna be trivial, so they're gonna be something. They're not gonna be super small, the backend part, but it's not gonna be also super huge. It's not I'm not building a Netflix here, so I don't know. It's better to separate, you say, for Next.js as well, because the speed of development is also kind of an important thing. I'm using Shatsian as a team, and it works locally. Here's the code for the layout. Okay, npm run build. So if I run npm run build, it should npm run build. Oh, I never knew this. Wow. Wow. So basically, we don't need to deploy something to check if it's gonna be built. I thought that when we run npm run dev, it already builds it. Okay. Okay, this is very generic. That doesn't solve the issue, so or doesn't help me to understand in which direction to go. So I'm gonna use the next gesture. What is the cause? What is the cause of it? How? Let's say fix me the error. Let's see. I could also Google this, but let's first ask ChatGPT. The way you're using Next.js, okay. Typically include the layout component itself and optionally metadata object. Okay, I think the problem is that so it basically moved this font size definition before the return statement. Everything else stays the same. Let's try to do that. Export const, and it removed the export part, so now it's only const font size. Okay, let's see. Right, that's basically what it's done. Yeah, it moved this thing there. Font size. I think the reason could be that we don't need to define it on the layout. I think maybe we could define it on the page. Now I'm gonna say fail to compile. Root layout. React node. Root layout. And in the shadcn, look at this. They are importing in the root layout. I don't see any difference between what we have and between what I have. And I'm not using this inter anyway. Okay, what if we leave it like this? It does compile. So basically, instead of saying export, we just create here a variable. And then this variable is used here. Let's see if that solves the build problem. Oh, so we need to save all of them somehow. Let me run the explanation. Why do we need to save them somewhere? Static type checking when the module doesn't seem. Yeah, I understand how to fix it, but why? Yeah. Understand how to fix it. But why? Why we need to save it? Why ChatGPT? Why? Say me why. To provide static type checking. So by default, in some kind of configuration files for TypeScript. Yeah, for TypeScript. So that TypeScript can recognize it automatically. Auto completion. Okay, I understand. So this is basically when we have a type and then we say dot, and then we have like suggestions. This is done because of this type checking thing. Okay, now let's see. The ChatGPT gave me a little bit more stuff than I expected. Let's see if just this one command will be enough. If it exists, or add a new declaration file containing declare module JSForce. So as far as I understand, it's either this or this. I would rather prefer to have just one command. But then we also need to save quite a lot of different things, not only this JSForce. Let's see, npm run build. Okay. I guess this is some kind of TypeScript problem. So we have code. Okay, first of all, where is it? Where's this thing? It's not TypeScript package. Yeah, it is not. I know that it's not a TypeScript package. Can we still use it? Can we still use it though? Let's say callback. If I only knew that we need to build them before, that would be a different thing. For supporting, you need to install. What do you mean I need to install? I need to install what exactly? Can we use JavaScript package for with TypeScript. I think so. This JS Force is the package. It's quite an old one. So it doesn't look like it has some kind of TypeScript. Yes, you can use JavaScript packages, TypeScript project. TypeScript is superset of JavaScript. Okay, makes sense. Go to npm. Okay, npm. JavaScript library. Okay, so we cannot pass null where string is expected. What? This is definitely way different from Salesforce. Okay, so TypeScript enforces us to actually deal with the null things. Yeah, well, I mean, code could it be null? I don't think so. I don't think it could be null. But by default, no, I don't think it can be null. No, I mean, actually it can. Actually it can. What if we get a callback and it doesn't have the code? Okay, so let's say we get this callback, it doesn't have a code. Then here, where's the code? We get the code, and here I can write or empty string. So worst case, we're gonna have an empty string. This is that what it wants from me? I wonder why it doesn't care about access token, but it does care about refresh token. They're basically the same. Use ternary operator. It's actually good. Do we have something like this in TypeScript? But why does it care about refresh token, but it doesn't care about they're basically the same? I guess this is because of the structure of the connection, because maybe in the connection it has some kind of definition. Okay, analytics, tooling, instance, okay. That's the difference, string or undefined. Because we can get back empty refresh token, because we might not have the refresh token, we might only have access token. This is actually super good, this connection. So it shows me the structure. This is awesome. This is awesome. If I only knew before that we have, and I can see here all the methods that they defined. Authorize, login by auth 2. Logout. We're gonna need to play around with those things, because maybe we can do something a little bit easier than the way we do it now. Okay. Okay, I understand this part. I mean, this is what I know from Salesforce. I'm gonna be using this one. Let's see if I can move the error to something else. Let's see if I say npm run build, if I get another error, because I know that I have actually a lot of those things, so it should fail, and a lot of, yes, nice. So now at the execute anonymous, right? So this in the check code, this is actually good, and I guess it even shows me here those things, right? Okay. Let's see. They said something about the name. Does not exist on type execute anonymous result. I see. Test result, yet it doesn't. It doesn't, because but I would like to add this thing. So can I do name? No. Like this? Name? Don't think so. Okay, what is the suggestion? Custom execute anonymous type. Well, actually, why not? So we will be extending their type, and we're creating our own type, and then we write here test result should be custom not sure that it's gonna work though. I hope so. I hope so. Modules. Here we go. Here we go. That was supposed to be a really quick and easy deployment. Turned out not to be like this. Okay, let's first make it build. Let's first make it build and then try to figure out the part. Okay, get value does not exist. This is so strange that I find these errors only now, that I didn't see them before. This is very strange from the TypeScript perspective. Very strange. Alright, get value. It's in the checker. I agree that it does not exist. Editor. I don't understand the types. Okay, let's see what Google says. Use ref is generic if you use TypeScript. So you can define the reference type, element type like const ref type. Looking into the type definition. So to fix it, define your refs like any. Use ref. Any. Let's see, use ref TypeScript. Okay, so this is a hook. Okay. So as far as I understand, still the best practice to put here null, and if we remove React mutable object, so this is the type. This is the type of our variable. And we don't have a get all method on this one. Is there a clear definition what exactly it means? Okay, editor ref. Ah, okay, so we have current. So that's the type, current. Whatever type it gives us, right? Current. So it can be basically any type, because I see here generic, so it can be any type. Basically the type that we define. Okay, what exists on this one? So if I click here, current. Okay, if get value doesn't exist, what can we do then? The problem is that it does exist because we've been using it. So I know that it does exist. Okay, let's go to this Monaco React editor. And let's see, maybe they have documentation for the TypeScript. TypeScript. Okay, so let me copy this code and let me ask ChatGPT. Somehow I don't really know how to fix it. I am getting this error in my file. Could you explain how to fix it and why does it happen? On the line. Let's say on these lines. On these lines. And I'm gonna copy the whole thing. I'm gonna put it here. Please work. Property getValue does not exist on type mutable ref object is occurring because TypeScript is unable to infer the correct type for editor ref when you declare editor ref using loose ref. TypeScript assumes that this ref will always hold the value of type null. Okay, so it suggests to import, assume that editor type is the type of the editor to replace it. But that's the thing, I don't really know. Let me Google this part. Maybe they actually have something. Editor and then Monaco. I'm not really sure if they have TypeScript. Do they have TypeScript support? Rewritten with the TypeScript. Yes. Okay, so now I know that this thing actually will work. This is just me not understanding the stuff that prevents me from using it. Besides types, the library exports editor, div editor components, wells loader, and use Monaco. Okay. This is how we use it with React. Okay. Editor, and then I don't really know React, so but I guess app. This is the entry point editor with okay. Yeah, but the thing is, how do you get the type? Because here they're using useRef. It doesn't look like TypeScript for me. Monaco instance, Codesandbox. Okay, I think the next step that I need to find out is how to see the types. Okay, type. Ah. Okay, ChatGPT, editor type. But how do I know what types are there? How do I know what types I can specify here? Editor type. Okay. I could use any, but then if I use any, this get value still complains. I'm not sure what are available types. If I use any, it kind of complains about get value function. Verify that the method exists. How? Okay, get value. It does exist because they are using it. I current.getValue. So it does exist. Let me actually show ChatGPT how they're using it. That doesn't make any sense for me. How come that TypeScript complains about a thing that actually works? How does it happen? It's the TypeScript. That complains. It looks like I'm crying here for ChatGPT. Everything works. It works locally. It works locally. It works for me. Why doesn't it work for TypeScript? Okay, so those are different. I think I'm gonna give this example to ChatGPT, and I'm gonna ask how. Okay, let's make sure that this one is correct. Use ref. Use ref. It is correct. Editor reference. Wow, really? Wait, what? Why is this thing disappeared? What? This is so strange. This is so strange. But let's hope that solves the issue. How was I blind before, or what? What's the thing before? Strange. Did render? It did, right? Looks like it did render. Okay, but now this thing doesn't work. Let me then stop this and let me run again. Who knows? Maybe npm run dev. Maybe this. So running it solved the issue. What the hell? I'm so lost. I'm so lost. I'm afraid to click on it to break. Class car public string motor and code. It does work. It does work. Does here fail? Something fails? No, it looks good. It looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna write here TypeScript fixed. I hope, please be fixed. Let's hope the deployment works. Oof. That was brutal. That was brutal. And 30 seconds. Usually it fails around this, like 34, 35, up to 40. I guess that's the longest we've done so far, right? From the deployment. Yeah, 47 seconds. Wow, 50. I have a good feeling. It built it. Okay, it built it here. Building done. It does. It deployed. Whew. It deployed. Okay. Let's visit. Why does it look different? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Okay. I'm just freaking out for nothing. Modules, variables, connect org. Ah, it moved me to the local host. Okay, so in order for that to work, I'm gonna need to go to my org in Salesforce, and I will need to put there the callback to the right thing. Let's see, and I think I need also to modify here that the callback will be not the local host. Redirect URI will be this whole thing, right? That should be the redirect. It might fail because it might say that runtime logs, show me the logs. Okay, there are no logs. Okay. But it is fine because it is not designed to handle at least something. So here callback, and then let's say code equal to 1 to 3. Cannot handle it. I think we would rather need to make an API call or something to get some kind of response from it. Let me try to do that. Postman. And let's say access. I think it's called code equal. Is it get or post though? Authorization required. Okay, so we need to authorize for it. Okay, I hope that's gonna be solved if I go to the trailhead. And where's my... How do I actually know what org is it? I forgot. I forgot the org that I was using. Maybe it's written down somewhere here. No, not really, right? Not a task. Right. Org information. Org information and work. Estimation. Let's say 30 minutes. Subtask, no subtasks. Client ID and client secret, that's for sure. I think I have some errors. Let me check. Yeah, I do have it. Yeah. Okay, so this is emphatic Haug. The name of the org should be emphatic Haug. Emphatic Haug. This one. That's the org. So I need to go here and I need to change. Need to change the callback here also. App manager. Test connected app. View. And this thing needs to be changed for this Vercel project. API callback. Yeah. Now it means that we cannot use this connected app from the local host for now, which is fine. I bet it fails at this point because we're not authorized. But what is most important about this thing is that we actually kind of deployed front end here to the Vercel. So front end, not only front end but also backend. That's the most important part. So basically, which means that again proves my point that we can use backend and front end at the same place. I still don't understand why do we need to separate them. And not only me saying this, it's like I've heard it. I heard a lot of times. So, sorry, not only Sasha saying this. I've heard it a lot of times. And I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I can consider org information. I can consider it as done. Org information done. Test deployed to Vercel also done. The next part would be either to learn middleware or to learn database. I don't know what should I go for, database or, well, actually the first thing is the server side versus client side, right? That would be the next step, and I'm gonna wrap it up from 2 to, let's say, 8 hours in total. Hey, come on, show me 8 hours. No. Because it seems to permit a little bit more than I expected initially. So in this learn server side, we have actually a few things to learn. First, I could do already pricing component for Sasha, so that he doesn't need to do it. So this because we kind of identified that pricing component will be definitely server side, because it needs to be rendered on the server. So for just testing purposes, I could try to make the pricing component, which should be an easy component, and in the meanwhile, I could like just try to learn the server side with the pricing component. What does it mean learn server side, right? Because I'm gonna put it React hooks use state use effect. So this is basically like one task. They just connected here. So can we actually make this property only one side? Okay, now no, that was not really good. Let's connect them back. Where's the connection relationship to the learnapex.com? Related. Okay, yeah, exactly what I want. I want to. Oh no, I don't wanna have the back relationship. I only wanna have one relationship. Okay, let's call it subtasks. Subtasks add relationship. And subtasks would be pricing component and React hooks. The reason why React hooks are here in the subtasks is because Why was it? Rename. Subtask. Oh yeah. What's happening here? Okay, show me all the properties. We have subtasks and we have related. If I delete it, it deletes all of them. Oh my god, Notion. Okay, let's create a new property and let's call it relationship here. Let's call it subtasks. Subtasks. I actually don't need two-way relationship, so I think it's fine the way I had it. Subtasks and subtask pricing component and React hooks. So the reason why do we have here React hooks? Somehow it doesn't go here well, but the thing is that with a server components we cannot use React hooks. That's what Sasha said to me. So it means that I'm gonna need to learn how to use them. I'm gonna need to learn. So he said it to me this, and then I was like, okay, what are React webhooks? I have no idea. So this goes first. And maybe we're gonna have even more things to learn. And I want to display properties and I want to display subtasks. Yeah, that looks good as a to-do list. Okay, so the first thing is React hooks. Right? What are React hooks? Hooks at glance. Okay. Let's see. Built-in React hooks. Okay. Let's read it. Okay, now actually what I want to read is not React hooks. I think I have I understand how they work. Basically those are functions. If we take analogy with the Salesforce, those are basically just functions. There's nothing super special about it. They're just functions. So okay, I understand this part. What I need to learn is Next.js, server side rendering. This is actually This is what I need to learn. Let's move it to done. And let's create here a new one, and let's say next.js server side rendering estimation, let's say an hour. And I'm gonna add this task here. Should be a question. Okay, so first this, then we could try to do the pricing component as well. Server side rendering. And by the way, I'm still waiting for org here to update. I think it's already 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes already done. So we could try to go to Vercel again. And that's the Vercel, right? Let me refresh this thing and connect to org. And mismatch of the configuration. I think one of the reasons could be that we don't have the same callback in Vercel. Let's see. Environmental variables. That would be the value, and that would be redirect URI. Yeah, that's the problem. Edit. And need to have this save. Is it gonna rebuild or redeploy or something? No, it's just because probably it's just a static file that is there on the server, so don't need to do that. Probably that's the reason. Alright, so what do we have here? We can go back. Where's the learn Apex? No, learn Apex. Let me actually go here, not to the API callback, but here, learn Apex. Modules and connect to org. Mismatch. API callback. That seems for me to be correct. Those typical things. The name is emphatic hawk. Okay, emphatic hawk. Ah, maybe we are logged into the wrong one. Let me log out from here. Log out. And do we have emphatic hawk? No, we need to go to the trailhead. Oh, let's actually do it from here, because I have here all the information that I need for logging in. No, go to the login, not Brave Wolf, just login. Just login. And now I'm just gonna log in with my username and password here. Emphatic hawk and admin123. Okay, got it. Yeah, save it. what does Salesforce want from me? I'm quite sure that I'm just copying exactly what we have here. Should we trigger somehow redeploy maybe? Storage, environmental variables, redirect URI. Let me edit it. Yeah, without white space though. I don't think that we need to redeploy it because of that. But what if? What if we actually have to do that? This is actually nice that they have web analytics. It's quite cool. Your plan. 1 month available story. Okay, pro plan. It's quite cool. Disable. Let me disable it. I don't wanna anything ruining the deployment or the app. Because if I now enable, who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe it's gonna, I don't know, enable something, it's gonna break everything, then I'm gonna spend the whole day trying to debug what's going on there. Okay, so it's redeployed. Okay. Now, if I go wizard, authenticating, modules, let me connect to the org. The page doesn't exist. This is not good because this is the core part of what we're building, so it's definitely not good. Oh, what's going on? Wait a second. Why do we get different responses? Yeah. That's what we should get. How to get oops. How can I see the logs? Because here on my server I can easily see the logs. Maybe that's the reason why we need to deploy things separately, because if we had this separately on a backend, wouldn't have the issue. Maybe that's the problem. I think I'm gonna discuss this issue on Monday with Sasha, because we going to be implementing anyway everything is a little bit differently. So for now, I'm just gonna focus on learning what is the server-side rendering and what are the side props and so on, and static generation and client-side rendering. And then on Monday, we're just gonna take everything that I have, everything that he has, and we're gonna merge it together. And for now, that's it. And see everyone tomorrow, the same time.